Yeah, we back. Now today's gonna be a quick video. It's gonna be a follow-up video to one I dropped last night entitled United States General Michael Langley says Pan-Africanism is real. And in that video, I was reacting to an interview that the general conducted where he acknowledged the power of Pan-Africanism. You know, because as you already know, he's just coming off an international scandal where he received backlash from the entire black world from all corners of the globe based on some false allegations that he levied against the captain Ibrahim Traore. So he did an interview down in Kenya kind of to clean it up, some damage control. And in that video, he acknowledged that Pan-Africanism is real and is strong among the youth. Now, in my video last night, I basically said within the past calendar year, we've seen similar statements being made by a variety of powerful people and institutions, right? Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, Council on Foreign Relations, and now 4-star General Michael Langley. Now, in my video last night, I was basically acknowledging the fact that over the past few years, if you notice, there's been this sentiment in the atmosphere. I feel like it's kind of been a deliberate push to discredit, to basically defame the name and the image of Pan-Africanism, give it a negative connotation. Really, I would say since around maybe 2020, I would say since then, I've been noticing a lot of anti-Pan-African propaganda, right? Most notably, a common phrase you would hear in the atmosphere, Pan-Africanism is dead. Pan-Africanism is dead. All type of different terms and negative connotations, right? And I say it's a deliberate push because before all of this anti-Pan-Africanism propaganda, there generally wasn't any negativity associated with Pan-Africanism. It was either seen as something harmless or something that was positive, right? But over the past few years, I noticed that there's been a concerted effort to actually demonize the ideology, and it's kind of become a punching bag almost. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on, Tariq Nasheed, for example, Governor Wes Moore, he vetoed the bill for reparations, and then Tariq Nasheed blamed that on Pan-Africanism. Somehow he attached Governor Wes Moore with Pan-Africanism and then used it as a punching bag. And I noticed that that's kind of been like a common trend as of recently. Pan-Africanism became the punching bag, right? The guys who just want to love their people and show love to their people and have the people prosper and be protected and live, a prosperous existence. They became the punching bag in the community, right? You go outside, it's raining. Oh, it's because of the damn Pan-Africanists, right? You driving to work, you get a flat tire. It's because of them damn Pan-Africanists. You go to the burger spot for a plate of food, they forgot to put onions on your burger. It's because of the damn Pan-Africanism, right? I noticed that Pan-Africanism became the de facto punching bag, right? And to be honest, when it came to me, I never understood why. I mean, some of the greatest, most illustrious, most intelligent, most formidable black men to ever walk the planet professed and promoted the ideology of Pan-Africanism, right? Pan-Africanism produced some of the greatest black men to ever walk the earth. I don't even got to go down the list. I don't got to name, Malcolm X and Patrice Mumba or Sankara, or I could just name Dessalines and Christophe. Dessalines and Christophe, right? I could just name those two names, and those two black men alone are worth millions of black men. Those two black men alone, right? In terms of their contribution to the black race. So as I was sitting back and I was looking around and, seeing Pan-Africanism become the punching bag, right? The ideology of Malcolm X, the ideology of Patrice Lumumba, the ideology of Dessalines and Christophe and Marcus Garvey, and the ideology of so many amazing black men that have came and went, Khalid Muhammad, Amos Wilson. I mean, the list goes on, right? And I guess it's because Pan-Africanism kind of, stereotypically, they're kind of known as like, the friendly guys and the peace and love. We just want to love our people and we come in peace and we come in just like, we don't come with hostility. So I guess that kind of made it an easy target to become a punching bag because you guys are the guys spreading peace and love and things like that. But when it comes to me, I'm more, hostile in my Pan-Africanism, right? If you denigrate the ideology that my forefathers spilled blood and took life for, I'm not going to sit back and, let you just throw dirt and stomp all over it. No, I'm going to send shots back. I'm going to fire back, right? And I'm going to fire back 10 times hard. I don't believe in proportionality. So if you send one shot, I'm going to send like a legion of fighter jets to raise the entire area, right? To burn the whole area to the ground. That's kind of how I operate. That's what I feel, right? So when it comes to the enemies of Pan-Africanism, when it comes to those who have thrown dirt on the ideology and have gone around saying Pan-Africanism is dead, and that's fine, right? But don't get upset when we send shots back, right? Because the old days of the Pan-Africanism with the jewelry, the African, Ankh medallions and things like that, and reading the history books and things like that, that's fine. There's a place for that. But we are in a new age, right? We are in a new era, meaning that you should not feel comfortable disrespecting the ideology, right? The ideology is sacred. It's ancestral. Our ancestors spilled blood and took life for this. So because they made those sacrifices, we're going to defend it. So when you slander it, when you try to discredit it, we're going to send shots back. We're going to give you the response, and we're not going to respond in proportion. We're not going to respond in proportion to the force that you levied against us. No, like I said, you throw one punch and we burning the whole neighborhood down, right? That's what it is now. And another thing we have to understand is because Pan-Africanists, we promote the idea of unity, right? They kind of leverage that against us so we cannot defend ourselves. So when you send shots back, they try to say, wait, aren't you the peace, love, and unity guy? You're supposed to spread unity. Why you being so hostile, bro? No, you disrespected me. So I'm going to send shots back, right? Listen, I don't believe in uniting everybody, because everybody's not going to unite under the banner and the ideology of Pan-Africanism, right? So the Pan-Africanists simply have to focus on being more influential and being more powerful than our detractors and our naysayers, which we are, right? We are. Get in the comment section and drop the political ideology that is as influential, that is as historic, and that has put as many points on the board as Pan-Africanists. Name them. Name your historical figures that your ideology has produced, and I can name my historical figures, the black men that my ideology has produced, and then we can go toe for toe and see which ideology is supreme, right? And to be honest, I think that Pan-Africanism, it needs to become more hostile. It needs to become more aggressive, right? Because it's due to the fact that Pan-Africanists were historically seen as, like I said, the peace, love, happiness type of guys. We just love everybody. We love our people. It's because of that energy, that overly friendly energy, that made us the punching bag. When it comes to me, I don't feel that I need to be friendly with those who have identified themselves as my adversaries, right? If you stand in opposition to the ideology, you are my adversary, regardless if you're a black man or not. I'll ride on you too. Because like I said, this is an ideology that our forefathers spilled blood and took life for. So we're not going to let anybody stomp all over it. We're not going to let anybody disrespect it. And we don't need to unite everybody under one banner, right? Everybody's not going to unite under one banner. Everybody's not going to unite under one geopolitical ideology. We just have to make sure that we are more influential than those who stand against us. That's it. And we've already accomplished that. The Pan-Africanists, like I said, Pan-Africanism is the leading political ideology in the black world today, being discussed in the halls of power, being discussed at the Pentagon, being discussed at the Elysee Palace. The rest of y'all, whatever ideology you profess to be a part of, your ideology ain't making no noise on that level. They're not talking about you. They're not thinking about you. You ain't doing nothing. And that's the reality. If your ideology is not centered on the prosperity and the protection of our people around the world, then you're not really doing nothing, bro. Like I said, out of all the various ideologies within the black community, within the black world, it's only the Pan-Africanists being spoken about by secretaries of state, 4-star generals, foreign policy think tanks, because the geopolitical goals of Pan-Africanism stands in direct opposition to the geopolitical goals of the established power structure. And in fact, I saw an excellent comment in my comment section. This brother said this: Pan-Africanism is not just one of the ideologies, it is the only logical ideology for the entire black world. It is the only ideology that puts our political interests first, our collective diverse cultures first, our economic development first, and our collective survival as a whole. So any black person that professes to be against this is truly lost. Now, like I said, I've come to terms with the fact that there's going to be those who stand against the ideology, and that's fine. Like I said before, we don't need to unite everybody under one geopolitical banner. All we have to focus on is being more influential than those who stand against us, right? Those who stand against the movement and the ideology, we just have to focus on being more influential than them, right? Having more capacity and resources than them. And so far, that's already been established. Right? When you got 4-star generals of the most powerful military in the world, he got to take a step back and acknowledge the power of the ideology, right? Where he got to run to the media and do damage control because the Pan-Africanists been ringing the alarm. Like I said, when it came to the Pan-Africanists, we've always been the number one threat against the adversary. Going all the way back to the days of Dessalines, the days of Christophe, to the days of Antonin Furman, to the days of Garvey, to the days of Malcolm X, to the days of Lumumba. We've always been the number one threat. Black men under this banner have always been the number one threat. We've always been the number one target. And it is what it is. So anybody coming against us when we're the most powerful men in the whole room, you're looking stupid. The Pan-Africanists are the most powerful black men in the room. Every room we step in, the Pan-Africanist black male is the premier black male in the room. I'm sorry to tell you, and it's been that way for centuries, and it's going to continue being that way for the foreseeable future, right? The rest of y'all non-Pan-Africanist black males, you guys are minuscule in front of the Pan-Africanist black male. The Pan-Africanist black male is a giant compared to you cockroaches and you centipedes and you caterpillars. We are a giant when we step inside the room. Show respect when you run into the Pan-Africanist black male, right? We have big shoes to fill because the black men that came before us, listen, they left historical legacies that we can only dream of fulfilling. So at the end of the day, show respect when you talk about the ideology. When you talk about Pan-Africanism, watch your mouth. Because it's a new day. You're not going to sit back and crack jokes and make it the butt of the joke. We're going to fire back. And when we fire back, we're not going to fire back in proportionality. We're going to fire back with deliberate, excessive force. And that it is what it is. Anyways, man, it's your boy Nefakari that's Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App in the description. Support the channel. Join the Patreon, man. Join the Patreon family. Patreon.com/NTD1814. Link in the description. Pinned comment at the top. Gain access to dozens of videos you have never seen, never been uploaded on YouTube. Anyways, man, it's your boy Nefakari the Saline. Support the album, Sahel 1816. Go to my homepage, go to my playlist section. Enjoy the album. And I'm gone. Peace.
Told me she love me and said that it's real. So independent, ain't signing no deal. Feel like a king and I'm up at Cap Henry. I'm in the citadel, top of the hill. Trying to run up and we let off a cannon. Secret location, I'm keeping it sealed. You ain't retaliate, Franco Medina came to the country and he got killed. You ain't retaliate, Rafi Mans. Thought you was loyal, thought you was real. Didn't even want to come pick up the body. Had your man locked up, he died in the cell. Up at the palace, I'm throwing a party. Right on the south and I'm giving them hell. And my little shorty, she looking exotic. African features, she casting a spell. Run to the check like I work on my fitness. Wake up each morning and handle my business. Said that she love me, she want my genetics. Wanna get married and make it official. Wanna get married and have my babies. Up in the city, I'm riding Mercedes. Up in the city, they treat me like royalty. Feeling like Dolph, talking about lords. Spreading my wings and I had to get fly. Up in the top, an incredible vibe. Came from the bottom, I'm up in the sky. Gave one look and said, baby, you fine. Wake up each morning and handle my business. They just be talking, you see me, I live. Ride on my enemies, sounding like thunder. 1804, got that shit in my spirit. 1804 when I step in the building. 1804, that's word of my mother. Rock my women and die for my brother. Never gon' fold when I'm deep under pressure. Tell them we back and they better accept it. Move like a king, every step is divine. Ride on my enemies with no exception. Taking revenge and I'm taking what's mine. Pour up a drink and it's time that we toast. Watching my back, keep my enemies close. Only the family, I stick with my brothers. Cannon's position outside of the coast. Heavy artillery for the protection. Move like a general, stick to the code. Feel like a king when I'm up in the north. Beautiful women, they trying to get chose. Launch an invasion all over the south. Capture the capital with all my woes. Look at my energy and my demeanor. Dripping that ice and that's head to my toes. Lately I'm flexing all on the Americans. Flexing my muscle on missing my road. Just got a carriage just coming from London. Boy, that shit cash, I ain't taking no loans. Boy, that shit cash, that's fresh on the boat. Enemy know I got millions in gold. Enemy know I got choppers and cannons. How did I do it? They can't understand it. How did I do it? It's cause I'm relentless. Call me King Harry, my name is cemented. Call me King Harry, I'm up in the palace. Call me King Harry, I'm raising the status.